World's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I'm the host of the Productive Conversations podcast, brought to you by Magic Mind. Check out our episode description for your exclusive deal for 48% off your first Magic Mind subscription. All right. Thank you to Magic Mind for making this possible. And let us talk about what's trending this week on this mid-June day. Ryan's here as per usual. What's up, Ryan?
How's it going, man? How's it going, everybody?
Great. Two of my favorites are back joining us. We have the great Dolo Ren, the other producer of Productive Conversations. Dolo, it's great to see you on the mic today.
You already know what's going on. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
My guy, happy to see you. And then my other guy, glad to see him back in action for the summer. Jose Rivera Jr.'s here. What's up, Jose?
Pretty good. What up, guys? How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Lots to talk about, lots to get into. So let us start. Let's just start with America's new couple to talk about. Not going to say favorite, definitely the strangest. So 8-time Super Bowl champion, the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick, at 72 years old, it was announced that he has a new love in his life. The only thing is, she is 24 years old. Bill Belichick is now dating a 24-year-old. I will get her name shortly, but the greatest coach of all time dating somebody who is 48 years younger than him. All right, so much to pack in. Her name is Jordan Hudson. She's 24 years old. She just graduated. She was a competitive cheerleader. Allegedly, they met on a flight, and they bonded over her philosophy project 3 years ago. Bill Belichick was caught seen at a cheerleading competition back in March. People wondering what's going on. He was there to support his girlfriend. All right, so the almost 5-decade apart couple is now rolling. I assume it's love. Wink, wink on that one, or maybe there is a agreement. Maybe there's just an understanding for the 24-year-old to see the 72-year-old and find him attractive, to want to kiss him, to want to be in bed with him. And even with 8 rings under his belt, 6 as a head coach, you're just interested on what she sees in him exactly. So many different ways we could talk about this, but tell me your initial thoughts, guys, on the 72-year-old Bill Belichick dating the 24-year-old Jordan Hudson.
Well, you said it yourself. He's the greatest the game has ever seen, and now he's moved on to a whole different game. Man, I don't know, man. I usually, you know me, everyone knows me. I try to find the positive in all these stories about relationships. I don't see what this is about. I mean, in fairness, if this is a weird, like, get rich quick scheme, I don't think that's gonna work either. They're not he doesn't owe her anything legally when he decides to head on to the the football field in the sky someday. So I don't know what this is about. It's a little gross. And yeah, I mean, a philosophy project that doesn't, I don't know. None of the story seems like it fits. And yeah, he met her 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So she was like really, really young, like child, not that 24 is old, but like she was a child when they had this philosophy conversation. So this, in my opinion, this is officially crossed into creepy. That might be my opinion. Again, I'm a Jets fan, so maybe I'm biased. I don't know, but this feels creepy to me, and not like the other stories we cover. But maybe I'm wrong.
Jose, you want to go first on it?
No, you can go ahead. I'll let you go.
All right, cool. All right, so I mean, it's not like this isn't one of those things I think of like a lot. It doesn't really cross my mind too much, but like I do know some real life examples of things like this. Like I have a friend, right? One of my past landlords actually was I was recently talking to him. I keep in touch with him, and he's up there. He's like 55, something like that. And he was telling me how he knocked up a girl and how he has 2 sons on the way. I mean, they might have been born by now, but like I'm telling you, the man was like 55. I think he said the girl was like 32 or something.
That's still substantially
Yeah.
55
Oh,
is
yeah.
so much different than 72. 72 is just old. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
There's
That
just
is a
no way
different level of
around it.
old. You're
Like,
right.
yeah, it's not even like, like whatever, like, 50 is the new 30 or whatever. Like people have all those like fun sayings about how like age is but a number. No one
Which which is
around.
which is
Sure, no, it is, and to some
Not 5
extent.
decades difference.
To some extent, you're right, Jose. It is, age is a mindset, but 72 is an old person. That person's been around a long time, and there's no way around it. There's no way to like spin that. There's no proverb or whatever like back of the magazine slogan you can use. Like 72 years old is just an old person, and 24 years old is just a young person. There's no way around either of those two things. They're both true. And I mean, listen, obviously everyone's old enough to consent or whatever, so no one's getting hurt, I don't think, but it's gross. And I mean, 20 years old.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Look
Look
Oh
at
wow,
this.
she's a baby.
Yeah,
looks
this
like-
is a real picture.
Who's the other dude?
I think
So I
that's
don't
her
know.
dad. No,
That's her
actually,
dad?
I have no idea. Let
Does
me
she
see
have-
if they have it.
She has a bow on her head. Oh, I thought those were
Uh,
cat ears for a second.
No,
Nah,
I have
that
no
would be
idea this.
freaky.
This is a real couple right here. This girl, really pretty girl. I'm sure she's smart and stuff.
What do
She
you guys?
sees this guy and says, "I want to fuck him." Allegedly.
What do you
Maybe,
guys
yo-
think they talk about? Like what do we even
Philosophy,
talk about with
apparently.
them?
What?
Oh,
Defensive schemes. Break it down plays. I mean,
God.
Bill's not why he didn't get hired during the off season by another team. I mean,
Maybe it's 'cause
that
he
was the
risen
person
up a
he.
20-year-old on an airplane. I would consider that's why he didn't get hired.
I don't know, but I mean, we talk, and it's been noted how Gronk was talking about this in the Brady roast, which was when clearly went over our head. I remember
Yeah.
the joke, but like, I didn't know how literal it was.
Well, that's because
So
Gronk knows him.
So that was her door cam that he was leaving.
That
No,
nobody
no,
could.
no.
No, I don't think that's
That was
been
someone else.
confirmed or denied. But
That's definitely
you have
him.
an idea.
Oh,
that,
no,
yeah,
it's
the
him,
video
but we
was
just don't know
him,
who
but
the-
I don't
we
know.
don't know
it's
who
for
the
sure
woman is.
him. It's for
Yeah.
sure
It was
him.
other
It's pro-
fling.
I mean,
Oh.
I guess he's still active. That the video, the door cam video proves it.
She's like, I want to see you naked, Bill. She does all
Maybe
the.
Well,
maybe got a Big Johnson. Can't hate on for that. Yeah.
well, I don't know that I'm hating on him that much. I'm actually kind of
Yeah,
more
I'm not hating.
trying to figure out
It's
I,
just
what her
I
deal
think-
is.
I read this story, and you know what I think of? Hope. There's
Hope?
still hope.
I guess
And
so.
then Ryan, and then I think of feeling bad for Ryan because at 74 he's been with the same woman for 30 years. Vietnam,
that's okay.
time.
And that's okay. Listen, I'm not saying anything negative about being 74 and finding a 24-year-old. I just don't, for the life of me, understand.
What's the? I'm about to turn 40, and I get 21-year-olds like every
But
other
40
weekend.
is not 72, though,
That's
right?
not
Like,
72.
That's what I mean. Like,
72
yeah,
is a
but-
huge gap. Yeah, that was.
I get
that's
that, but it's not like they're coming at me and asking for my age or anything like that.
I get that, but I mean, I think that
Y'all two
he
look
he
so
does not
completely
look
different.
young. It's not like he's like a super young, jacked looking 72-year-old. He
Like the
looks
guy from
72,
Ghostbusters.
and so like that's I mean, and yeah, I mean, you brought up like for me, my point. I don't know how at 24 years old I had someone who would be willing to marry me. So I can't imagine at 72 and 24 how that like the dynamics there like. And you don't want to think it's for money. And in fairness, I don't because
Which it probably is.
But no, because in all seriousness, she's
Gotta
not
be.
entitled to anything. Right now, they're just dating, and he's not going to marry this woman.
I mean, he
I will
that-
eat my. I will eat my. No matter. I'll
would
eat a real
think,
hat. After.
also his best friend, and he has picture proof of them hanging out.
Mhm.
No famous or anything. Them just hanging out, right? and he claims that she's going for the bag. I'm just telling you what he says.
But what bag? I just can't. There is none.
She wants to be rich. She said, I'm just going to be, we'll give it 20, 25 years max. Hang in there. By time that happens, I'll be in my mid 40s, set for life. I could again go, marry somebody I really want in my 40s, be a cougar, or just be filthy rich. Some people really have that mindset.
But
and
he's not going to
allegedly, maybe Diaz.
He's not going to marry her. He's just not.
I don't know, man. You know what gold digger goes is like, you know what? I'm actually into this. Like, you ever see, Aaron Spelling? You know what that is? Or Anna Nicole Smith?
Yes,
she married a guy in his 90s, that old corpse. You think she was like, she didn't have an agenda?
I'm saying he's not going to do it. I'm saying to you that he's smarter than him. Bill Belichick's not a dumb man. He's not going to marry this woman. He's just not. I'm sorry. He's just not going to marry her. I don't care what she does to him in bed. I don't care what they talk about philosophy. If he's not married right now, he's not going to get married in the next 10 years. He's just not. And if she thinks he is, then she is, well, she's dumb. And you know what? Maybe she is. Because if she really is going for the bag and this is all a plan, then I'm glad it's not going to work. But he's not marrying her. I'm sorry, he's just not. Jose, you agree with me, right? Belichick's not marrying this child.
She's not that cute to marry, so I guess I agree.
Also, he's 72.
I think it's easy for guys to understand, like, if you're at a certain age point and we don't blame Bill for doing this.
I don't blame either of them for doing it.
But I'm just saying we will have to see where this all plays out. Final thoughts, and then we have to move on. What, Jose?
You guys saying he's 72. You guys realize that he's a famous person, right? That changes the game.
Maybe something a little more exotic looking. I
guess 5 months ago, she's ready to domestic anyone, right? Like with and I really don't that this woman's gonna change that. So I just don't see her. I don't see the upside for her. So you know what? Maybe it's real. Maybe she really, really liked his opinion on her philosophy project for school. But we'll have to see.
Let me just say this. Bill's going to be on the Pat McAfee show every week during the NFL season. If anybody could get the truth out, I think it'd be Pat. So another reason to watch him every Monday, and we'll find out then. I think Pat would be the one to get it out of him. The truth, if anything.
We'll see.
All right, why don't we talk about Logan Paul, who has the tremendous podcast, right? The Impulsive podcast. Logan Paul had the former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, on his podcast last week. For 45 minutes, the two of them talked, hopefully engaging and inspiring younger people to go vote. That's why Trump was on Logan's podcast. And for 45 minutes, they've talked about various things like aliens and and pop culture, and if he thinks Jake Paul could beat Mike Tyson, and which Trump, by the way, said Tyson's age could affect his chances. And he talked about AI, deep fakes, all of that. Pretty interesting stuff. And the current WWE United States champion did his best with it, and that was a fine interview. It was hilarious. But Trump on Logan Paul's podcast, hilarious, right? And he put out things, and he talked about that it's very possible for aliens to exist. All of that from the Prime spokesman.
I mean, it's a hell of a move for Prime, right? I mean, they got a lot of exposure from that. That's one thing Logan Paul can do, is promote a product. And
he's good at self-promotion. Very good at self-promotion.
I think nowadays that's probably half what he thinks. This is his life, is like his business now. So it's like, maybe half of it was, for sure, part of it was a business decision. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I really didn't see much of the episode. But like, of course, I've seen the dialogue around it. Of course, I saw the face off, and when they were like, I don't know, being funny with each other. I think it more speaks of like now this is like another influencer getting behind the Trump train, where like just like 2 weeks ago, well, we saw Chef G sitting behind Trump. Then I think like 2 days ago, I saw some Detroit rappers. I've been actually kind of surprised with it. Fun fact, the guy that made the F Donald Trump song, I know y'all remember that song. The two guys from the West Coast, Nipsey, rest his soul, and YG. YG had an interview like I'd say like 9 months ago, right? And this is just to cross relate to this. So like I guess the interviewer asked him about the song that they made. And YG was like, yo, to be real with you, like a lot of people back in Compton are kind of rocking with Trump. And
tons of people are.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's really all I wanted to say with this. I didn't see much of the episode of what Trump said. And that's funny if he really thinks that Jake Paul has a chance against Tyson. But
well, I actually agree with him on that. I do think Jake Paul has a chance. But yeah, which I don't agree with him on many things, as people who listen to the show know. But I do agree on that. Broken clock is right twice a day. I wanted to just a couple things. One, Joe Biden's been invited. I don't think he'll go for obvious reasons.
Logan said there's a less than 1% chance of it actually
cursing.
happening.
Yes, but in Logan's defense, he extended the invitation. And now it's unfortunately the Biden team continuing to be bad at what they do that's going to keep him from connecting with these voters that Dolos was talking about. But Matt, I think, no offense, you were a little too softball on Trump. So just a couple of things he did say. He told Logan Paul that beautiful pilots like Tom Cruise but taller told him that aliens exist, or UFOs exist. Sorry, UFOs, not aliens. So it wasn't just they talked about aliens. He let everyone know that a beautiful pilot like Tom Cruise but taller let him know. He also let Logan Paul know that he finds his son, who he informs us is 6'6", to be attractive. He was just shooting the breeze about how hot his son Barron, who just turned 18, is. So that's another thing that he did say. He did, like you said, talk about the what's it called? Talk about the fight. And he did say that Jake Paul could win that fight. Kind of makes sense given who he was talking to. He also weighed in on the Drake and Kendrick beef. So those are the things that the next president of the United States felt were important to talk about with 45 minutes in an engaged audience. So I'll let that speak for itself. Cede the rest of my time to Matt and Jose.
Just any chance you think this will make a huge impact? Will this be remembered as one of the great things? Or we have Mr. Troll and Logan Paul just hanging out with another troll?
I mean, he's running for president. You can't pretend he's not. So the fact that he's doing interviews, I mean, the felonies aside, like, he should be doing interviews. He's running for president of the United States.
Yeah, that's right. He's in trouble.
So, yeah, he is in trouble. I mean, he was in trouble. Now it's now official, but yeah. So, yeah, I'm not actually really all that upset that Logan Paul agreed to do the interview and that Donald Trump set up the interview, because he's running for president. Of course, he's going to do an interview. Obviously, Logan Paul is going to be an easy host. He wasn't going to ask anything super hard about Russia or Israel. Like, obviously nothing. Yeah,
talk about your policies.
Right, and nothing crazy was going to come up on the Impulsive podcast, and that, you know what, also a smart idea. But which is why they, everyone should be doing it. But that's I don't know that this actually gets him any more votes. I think there's going to be people who find this, who find both of them. Yeah, but those people were going to vote for him anyway. No offense, but no one is like, I wasn't going to vote for him, but he did an interview with Logan Paul, and now I am. Like, no. If you care about this at all in a positive way, if you find anything positive about this, you were going to vote for him anyway. And if you found anything negative about this, you're also probably going to vote against him anyway, right? Like, let's just be honest. The people who were going to vote against him don't care that he was on Logan Paul's show. They've never listened to Logan Paul's show. So I don't know how much this changes things, but it does speak to the idea that he's willing to talk to people and go places where people don't usually go, which is, I think, something that will help him with some voters, people who are not paying that much attention and don't have a strong preference, right? They're not like super against him. They know that everybody else is, but they not personally are, and they don't hate Joe Biden. They don't think he's a bad person, but they know he's kind of really old, and they don't know that you should be president when you're that old, and like that. And so like those people who are not really, and they do exist. I don't know how, but they do. Those people might be like, well, Trump is talking to us, like talking to people, and Biden's not. So I think it could help like with that small group of people. But most people, I feel like, either find the whole thing to be a joke, and if that's the case, they're not going to vote for him anyway because they weren't going to, or they really like him and they were going to vote for him regardless of what happened. That's my opinion anyway.
All right, we really respect that here. And let's get on to some other things. Like UFC 303 is supposed to be June 29th. So we're about a couple weeks away from that. And there was going to be a big return match where Conor McGregor was going to fight. Can you remind me one more time, who's he supposed to fight?
Michael Chandler. He was supposed
There
to
you
fight
go.
Michael Chandler.
Supposed to fight Michael Chandler. Fight was on. It was looking good. They're about to have the press conference. Then the press conference was canceled, and it was confirmed that the UFC was canceling Conor McGregor's return fight in UFC 303, citing an injury sustained by McGregor. Very disappointing. Another match has been announced as the main event, and now we have to wait longer for Conor McGregor to return to the octagon. A lot of disappointed people, including the great Dolo Ren, the greatest opinions in UFC. Dolo, talk to us about your initial thoughts of Conor McGregor pulling out of the big match.
Oh, it's a lot of thoughts when it comes to it. Has anyone ever been hit by like a titanium bone or anything titanium at all?
No.
I don't think so.
I've managed to avoid that so far.
Well, I mean, I would like to share my experience real quick before I really get into McGregor. So when someone has a titanium rod in their leg, and even if they bump into you, it hurts so bad. Like I'm telling you, it hurts so bad. I was playing a pickup game with my friends, and my boy, he has a titanium rod in his leg. He got it from a motorcycle accident, and I was going up for a layup, and oh no, I think I was going up for a rebound or something. Yeah, we were fighting for a rebound, and like I just went up for the rebound. I jumped, and we jumped at the same time. Our legs hit each other.
Oof.
I was done. Like it was by accident, and it hurt so bad. And so like I'm telling you, I think McGregor was trying to do some damage. I think that was his plan. I think he was going to utilize that titanium rod. Although it's not good for like long-term cardio because the titanium rod heats up. It heats up and it becomes very uncomfortable and it becomes painful. So I don't know how he's worked around that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he has a Lamborghini yacht, so a lot of people don't have that. So I figure he has some workaround with the titanium rod. I mean, I don't know, bro. I really don't know what he was thinking, but I know if he would have landed with it, it would have hurt. Now, here's the thing about it. This event is ruined. The event is completely ruined. And we were looking forward to this. Like, even people that don't like McGregor, like he has that Mayweather effect. And he's not as flawless as Mayweather when it comes to fighting, but like he has that effect where people just want to watch him whether he wins or loses. They just want to watch. And there's a fan that publicly came out. I think he tagged Dana White on Twitter or I think Instagram or something. And he said, Dana, I spent $27,000 for 2 seats because I thought McGregor was going to fight. Now he's not fighting. Where's my refund? It's straight up. Where's my refund, bro? I'm not, Alex Pereira is an amazing fighter, and down the line, we're going to be looking at him as easily like top 5 that ever stepped in the UFC. I mean that, next to like Chuck Liddell status. But like At the moment, he's not that at all. He's not no McGregor. We just saw you, bro. We just saw you. Like I live in Fairfield County. You live in Danbury, bro. I could drive to your house if I want to see you, Alex Pereira. I don't want to see. I wanted to see. I personally wanted to see McGregor. You feel
And
me?
he's
Like,
going to be just to make clear for the audience doesn't know, he's the replacement for McGregor Pereira.
Right.
yeah, he's fighting. They're actually, and it's even worse because he's fighting a guy named Yuri Prochaska. So this is going to be a light heavyweight bout now, and Pereira will be defending his belt against a guy that he already knocked silly. He already knocked this dude silly. So it's really. I understand why you put Pereira in there because you know he's game. He's has a big name, a big following, but it's just you ruined it. You ruined the event.
Is Chandler still at the event doing anything?
No, he's off.
I
Chandler's
honestly
not
didn't know.
Chandler's not fighting because Chandler's waited almost 2 years for this fight, and Conor McGregor is a big money fight. He's not
No, I
gonna
get
give that
that.
up. So he's off the card. They're gonna push it. They're trying to push it to November, but Dana White don't want to promise it because this is Conor McGregor. Conor
Right.
don't need the money. Conor just bullshitting. Conor can do whatever he wants. He doesn't need the money. That's the problem with Dana White promising Conor fights. Because at the end of the day, Conor will be like, I'll do it. I do it. Time comes, if he don't feel like doing it, he can back out. He doesn't need the money. So Chandler's gonna wait. Chandler's waiting 2 years. We've been waiting for 2 years for this
Long
one
time.
fight because he's not going to get a title shot. He's on the last two fights he lost, so he's not going to get a title shot right away. So where is he going to get a big money fight? So he's going to wait for that.
You heard what Islam Makhachev said? He was like he said Michael Chandler could have like took one or two fights in the meantime. He could have lost one or two fights in the meantime before seeing McGregor. Makhachev is funny. But like, no, yeah, Jose is completely right about that. Like, he's unreliable, and he's someone he's not the same fighter that fought Chad Mendez because he had a torn ACL. Like I told you on the GC, like, he had a torn ACL when he fought Chad Mendez, you know, and he escaped the submission attempt, you know, and came back and knocked the dude out. So it's like, you know, that was the old McGregor. This new McGregor, like Jose was saying, is just a unmotivated and a rich person that doesn't need to fight anymore. He looks great in sparring, but so does Adrian Broner. And
I would like
Adrian
to
Broner
point
got his
out,
teeth
by the
knocked
way,
out last week. I'm sorry.
when we talked about this fight the first time, I said all of this, and everyone disagreed with me. I said that he's not going to be ready for the fight, and I was right, by the way. You can check the clip, and you can even read your comments, all of you naysayers. Because he wasn't.
But we don't know what the injury is.
Doesn't matter what the injury
That's
is.
another thing. No, that's a great point.
He's not ready.
We don't know.
Her ego.
Exactly. I don't think he's injured. Frankly, I think he just doesn't want to do the fight.
I do think he's injured. I do also think this will be Conor's last fight. This is why it's Chandler. Chandler's a stand-up fighter. Chandler will bang and won't go on the ground with him. It's real easy fight, a real winnable fight for Conor to take his win and go off to the sunset. I do think this is why Chandler knows it. That's why Chandler's gonna wait for it, because this is a multi-million-dollar fight for him, where he could take 2 losses, but realistically, UFC pays shits. You might make $100,000-$200,000 easy, but he's not going to be in the main event. So you think 2 losses, he'll make about $500,000. With that Conor fight, he probably make $3 million easy. That's why he's waiting. This is Conor's last fight. This is the only.
Connor's injury is
might be Chandler's last fight too.
Connor's injury is skiing related. He got this on the ski slopes, and that's all I'll say. I firmly believe that. I don't think he's gonna have this last fight. I don't think he's in the mode to do it. I didn't think he was when we talked about this fight the first time. I was right then. He was doing absolutely nothing to prepare for this fight in any meaningful way. Now he's hurt, and he's not hurt. He's just gassed, and he can't do it because he's not ready to be. He's not a UFC fighter anymore. He's a former UFC fighter. I liked Conor McGregor. I'm not mad. I'm just saying he's not ready. He's not going to be ready. Never is he going to be ready. And it's because, like you said, he's not the old Conor McGregor. He's this rich dude who doesn't need it. And since he doesn't need it, he'll never do it. I don't know what to say. This is not new. We know this about Conor McGregor. This has always kind of been his bag. He's always been about himself. But
If you want, I think if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen on the November card. That's the John Jones card. They're gonna make that. They're gonna build that bad boy up.
if they can, they can. I just don't think that
you just don't. They screwed up by trying to make a Conor McGregor into a main event and made the whole card around him. Because if you look at that card is trash. Even with Conor McGregor on the card, that card is straight trash.
Well, yeah, he was the only. He was the draw.
Well, I mean, Khamzat Chimaev was on that card too. He was supposed to fight as well, but then I guess
but he's a nobody. But if you're not, unless you're a real MMA like purist, you don't know who the hell he is.
Mm-hmm.
And who's he? Nobody even know who he's fighting. That card, if you look top, you have Jamal. You have Jamal Hill. That was the co-main event. That fight is off too.
Yeah, he's injured. Yep.
Right. So now you lost the main and the co. Other than that, that whole main card was trash.
You remember when
trash too.
My bad to interrupt. I was gonna say, you remember when John Jones pulled out of the Chael Sonnen fight?
Right.
And Dana White just scrapped the whole card.
Correct.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't do it this time. I think Dana kind of saw that, oh shit, they're paying 20 bands for tickets, like for seats.
Yeah, because
we got to make this show go on. Like, yeah, Dana really is a greedy MFer because
for two reasons. One, you got him in Las Vegas, and two is you already sold that card out. They can't. It's not like they can get sued or anything because on the bottom of the card it says subject to change. Yep. Mm-hmm. So it's not like anybody can touch them. So they're not going to scrap that. They'll give you a stupid main event. They just gave him Pereira. They offered Pereira probably like $1 million just to get out.
Pereira has a good name. He has good star power. He really does. Like
20K seat.
No, definitely not. Definitely not 20K. Definitely not that.
That place is gonna be full of Irish people, and not one Irish fighter is on that damn card.
They fly in too. They fly.
They go deep, and that like 90% of that card is gonna probably 90% of the audience is gonna be Irish, and I think we probably got like 3 Irish fighters, and nobody knows who the hell they are.
Hey, you know what? That could make them really angry, and that could make for an interesting crowd. Just being heckling everybody.
I think you go to StubHub right now, you find all them seats, and them tickets are ready to be sold.
Now, I'm sure they honored some refunds. I'm pretty sure they honored some refunds.
No, because it tells you on the. It's like going to a WWE card. They'll tell you Cody Rhodes is there, and then you go there, he ain't there, and they'll tell you subject to change. And
no. Yeah, there's no way they're giving people a refund because Conor didn't show up.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's just no way.
At the very least, not willingly. Yeah.
Yo, any final thoughts on this? One more minute before we move on.
He's
not going to do the fight.
There's been a bunch of fighters that have fought with injuries, and Michael Bisping actually won a championship with one eye, and he kept it a secret in his entire career until he retired.
Well, Conor's not going to do that.
Yeah, he's not that dog. He's not that dog, and that's pretty much what I was going to get to. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah.
But yeah, any more rage you have to let out, though? I know you were really upset with this. Any final words to put in that for the real or anything like that?
Honestly, I still think McGregor has a better resume than Khabib.
Ooh.
I have one thing. You really think Chuck Liddell's top 5?
Star power for sure.
I agree with that.
I know who that is. Bro, he was on Bud Light commercials when
I know who that is.
When Bud Light was popular, bro. He was doing the commercials, bro. And he was chilling with Tony Hawk.
We could have a whole conversation. You bugging.
I'll just say I am casually at best. I am casually at best an MMA fan, and I know who Chuck Liddell is.
Everybody knows Chuck Liddell, but you can name 5 more better than Chuck Liddell.
Fighters, for
star
sure.
Power. Star power. We're talking about celebrities.
Star power.
Yeah, celebrities. We're talking about celebrities.
Yeah. Yes, the top 5.
Maybe
top 10.
You think Adesanya is bigger than Chuck Liddell?
You give Ken Shamrock. What's
Okay,
the? I
I know
forgot the
him.
Chinese dude. That
But do
Chinese,
I know Ken Shamrock for real, or do I
Talking
know
about
Ken
Lyoto
Shamrock because
Machida.
he was a wrestler? I don't know. I don't think that. I'm saying I know Ken Shamrock and I'm casual, but I only know him because he was the WWE. That doesn't
Well,
count.
you still know him. Do
I
you
do still
not?
know. I do
All
still
right,
know him, and I knew he was a fighter.
Okay.
But he was
Well, we
great in
might have to say
WWE.
that.
I'll put that out there. Just throw that out there for anyone who wants to know. Very, very, very good wrestler after the UFC thing.
Except The Rock killed his push, but that's another day.
That's all right.
All right, why don't we keep the sports theme going and let's talk about the League of the Year. This league has gotten it feels like it's gotten NFL attention. And once again, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. What happened this time? Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. Well, Sunday afternoon, there was a battle. Once and for all, the Chicago Sky played the Indiana Fever, where you had Angel Reese, the most popular Chicago Sky player, and Caitlin Clark, and for her Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark is clearly America's sweetheart right now, and Angel Reese hates her. That is literally her arch nemesis and villain, right? And so we have in the third quarter of this game, while Caitlin Clark is about to go for a layup, this is what happened. So I will play the clip right now. Check out what happened here. As you can see, as I have this clip, Caitlin Clark goes for a simple three in a close game, by the way, for two bad teams. But Caitlin Clark is going to take it, and boom! She gets hammered right in the neck. Right in the head, right in the neck. She literally gets... Angel Reese literally clotheslines Caitlin Clark. A clothesline from hell, if you will. So I'm playing it right here. Check out the replay for those watching on YouTube.
And I think they're going to look at this.
This was a flagrant one. Again,
they're going to look at this.
To review it.
Love that.
As you can see right here, nowhere near the basket. She literally swats her head.
Right.
To review
And she's playing it off. She's staring at the ball.
Yeah, that's
trying to make it look like she didn't do it on purpose.
She clearly, as you can see right here, she is going for the layup. Her hand is nowhere near the basketball. It's all her chance to hit her in the face. And after this, she is questioned about this and questioned about her play in a post-game interview. And this is what she had to say.
For inside, I mean, I think we were playing really hard. I think we went up really strong a lot of times, and we didn't get a lot of calls. And going back and looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle, but just being...
I guess some people have a special whistle. Well, you all saw the clip, and those of you who listened to the clip, it is clear that Angel Reese gave a clothesline from hell to Caitlin Clark. And, well, here we are talking about it again. What do you guys think about this play?
Can I ask a question before we go into this? A
Yes.
genuine question. So let's pretend for like a half a second that there was no intent to like cold cock Caitlin Clark with what she did. Let's pretend for a second that was an arm going somewhere. The flagrant one would be a bad call then, correct? Flagrant implies intent. You had to intend to do that to get a flagrant call. Mm-hmm. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was understanding the call. Someone else can start, but I just want to make sure I understood the call.
Yeah, she like I said, the basketball is a solid 10 inches away from where she actually got hit. So, Jose, what do you think about this and this clear malicious intent?
This is the real question is, if this was a black woman, would we even be talking about this? This is obviously, this whole thing is about race. The great white hope coming into the league and all this crap is happening. Ratings. Is ratings and all that stuff. Come on now. Where's the team, though? By the way, but where's the freaking team? Like, Indiana, not one of them players be backing her, yo. God.
I low-key noticed that too. Yeah.
Man, Matt, if me and you were playing pickup basketball with two bums and they tackled you, yo, they're gonna fists are flying.
It's on site. Thank you, Jose. I will do the same for you.
I don't care if it's Ryan. We're beating him up, but I'm just saying.
Yo, man,
you
but
know
like,
me, I fell hard. So
I think the thing here is, once again, we are talking about the WNBA, not talking about the league. We're talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and how this is all, again, a political conversation, an unfair race war to be talked about. Well, and you know what I mean by that, a topic of racial politics into this. And again, trying to just see this league, we're trying to see this league grow. We're trying to understand these players and the teams and the rivalries. And once again, we're just talking about Caitlin Clark in an unfair way. And now her arch nemesis clearly showing her jealousy with the special, some people get a special whistle, where again, the conversation about the WNBA is about Caitlin Clark and all the people who are jealous of her newfound fame, instead of the actual story of the league and where it's going. And this isn't my quote, but just like one great guy said, if you're the Angel Reese and you couldn't get that popularity, too bad. If you're this other player, too bad. If you're this, that, and the other, this is the highest scorer in all of NCAA Division I college basketball ever. This is the person who, despite no championships, she had amazing play enough to attract the entire country. And we're going to literally have a whole summer of this. And it's completely unfair to Caitlin. It's completely unfair to the league. And if the league already is projected to lose $50 million this year, and if they can't secure a new TV deal, that's only going to get worse. And we could blame situations like this, not focusing on the game and the news within the game and the league. It's all focused on one player and all her haters to that one player. It's annoying. It's absolutely annoying. Why can't we talk about it? The Connecticut Sun out here started off undefeated. We had the Rising New York Liberty and their super team. Or the Las Vegas Aces trying to defend a championship again. We're not talking about that.
Have you been to the game?
No, I've literally been watching the league. I'm interested. I want to see where this grows, especially for a young league too. But I feel like I can say I'm a WNBA fan, not just a Caitlin Clark fan. And there's a lot of cool things about it, but I'm not the target audience. Clearly, they want to tell, they want to have the story to have new fans like me, but it's clearly not that. It's Stephen A. complaining about this. It's him getting called out. It's a freaking Fox News person saying this. That's the unnecessary, annoying thing about the narrative of the WNBA right now.
Well, I don't know. In fairness, I think Jose was about to say this, so I'll say it too. I mean, listen, I found the whole thing annoying. I've said it 100 times privately and on the show. But in all seriousness, while this is not going to help them get a TV deal, this is what everybody chooses to talk about. No one is forcing anyone not to talk about the Connecticut Sun or the super team in Vegas,
right?
Whatever you just said. No one is saying you can't talk about that. They're just talking about this because this is what matters. I will say, though, on the Angel Reese subject, I was of the impression that those two were pretty equal, and maybe they are, like, in total, in aggregate. But I'm just looking at the stats from two teams. One is 5-10, the other is 4-9. Angel Reese's team lost this game, by the way. And Caitlin Clark doubled Angel Reese's points. Doubled them. She had double the points. So what are you talking about? I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but literally, what are you talking about? She has proven time and time again that she's a better scorer than you. And which is all anyone is saying. They're saying she's the best scorer in college basketball. And someone's like, well, no one cares about me. Well, you're not the best scorer in college basketball. And I'm not, again, I've never once pretended that there's not a racial component to Caitlin Clark's popularity. I think it's kind of obvious that there was, because there's been plenty of good scorers who didn't get super famous on their way into the league, and Caitlin Clark did. If you want to be mad about it, then I guess that's your right. To any of the people in the league, not just to Angel Reese. But at the end of the day, like Matt said, if this league doesn't get a TV deal, then the charter planes and all that stuff that we're getting this year to try and like keep eyes on the product to make it feel bigger, is going away. They can't afford to do this every year just because even with Caitlin Clark in the league, they just can't afford to do that. So they need a TV deal. And I don't think that this kind of conversation is going to get them. They're not going to get views because of this.
You really don't think that? That's interesting.
I know personally that I watched the first 2 WNBA games for the Indiana Fever. Okay. And then all I've heard is this now. Yeah, to be clear, I've only watched the Fever. I wanted to see Caitlin Clark play. I'm the person that they're actually targeting. And then all of this has gone on, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. They've made me not want to watch her because I don't want to then listen to like 12 freaking days of people being mad at her for playing basketball. I just don't want to hear it. Basically. So no, it won't work. It will actually hurt. I do believe this will actually hurt. And I get purists will say, well, we don't want you to be a fan. And that's fine. But then you don't get any money. Then you're out of money. If I'm not watching, then my view doesn't matter for advertising dollars. Then I'm not going to be prompted to buy a ticket when they head to DC. Like, you need casual fans. If you have no casual fans, then you're pretty much on thin ice. And if you have no casual fans and you lose a TV deal, that's the ballgame.
When is the TV deal up?
It's here. They're negotiating right now.
Okay. So this totally makes sense why they're pushing this agenda, because this is the only reason why you're making money and views is because of this agenda. This agenda wasn't here. Nobody be watching the WNBA. You're right. You probably watch Caitlin Clark for 2 games and then you're done. That's the WNBA. But since this agenda is being pushed, a racist agenda is being pushed. It's making everybody watch. Way more.
I'm not watching anymore.
But you are. But that's just you. I mean, look at Indiana Fever. I didn't even know Indiana had a basketball team. You can pack. They pack NBA stadiums. They moved the arena to NBA stadiums for them. Mm-hmm. What is it, like some crazy number, like 18,000?
When I tried to buy tickets,
they average 14. When you trying to go see a game?
So they were coming to DC. This was prior to her being drafted. But I looked to see Fever versus the DC team, whose name I don't know.
Mystics?
No, not the Mystics. Is it?
I thought they were the Mystics. Washington Mystics?
I think that...
Actually, that sounds right. Anyway, not the point. Almost $200 for a ticket to go see that game.
But that's my point. That's why this agenda is being pushed hard, is because that's the only thing that's pushing ratings, which you're going for a TV deal.
She's pushing the ratings. I'm sorry that sucks for people.
This racial agenda is pushing this rating because I don't give a crap.
The fighting is not. Caitlin Clark is pushing the ratings. I'm sorry that that's true. I genuinely, I'm saying from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry that that's true, because I do agree it's because she's a white lady from the Midwest.
Is there any way we can put ratings where Angela, whatever her name, Reese versus her, what's the rating on that game compared to any other game she played without her in it? And I put any money, the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever doubles whatever ratings out there in the WNBA.
I mean, I will say the game. Wasn't it the game against her in college that was the highest rated of the
But
season?
That's what this is what started it.
So that's some evidence of that.
It's because 2 years ago, Angela Reese's team won, shitting on her, and then the following year they came back and had one of the biggest games the following year, and the Final Four or whatever it was. They both get drafted the same year, both on different teams, and they're having this battle. This agenda is about race. They've been pushing this for the last 2 years. This is not new.
But but Reese is not the draw. That's what I'm trying to say.
Again, 2 years. If you saying that because you're watching it now, 2 years ago, Angela Reese, LSU was the team. It was her. It wasn't Caitlin Clark.
But you're not hearing me. I know it's because I'm watching now. That's the whole point. I wasn't watching when she was at the top of the card, and now I am.
Again, you are, but thousands of other people are not just watching because of
tens
her.
Of thousands of people are. This is a fact. This is the highest watched season in the WNBA.
Did you just quit? Did you just quit watching?
Yes, because I'm tired of listening to the same combo every week.
The 17,000 other people that are watching it still.
She takes a clothesline every week. It's the same thing every week. Someone knocks her in the head every week. Then they talk about it, and then they get mad about it, and then they talk about the racial component of it, and then we do it again the next week. Every single week. And that's why I don't watch it anymore. But my point is, we went from thousands of people to tens of thousands of people, and that is entirely because she was drafted to the league. There is no other explanation. If she went home to be a accountant, then the league would not have the views it has. Period. It has nothing to do with anyone else. She is the draw. And I
believe there's a direct correlation. Yeah.
And I am totally willing to talk about all of the reasons why that might be and why that might piss people off. I am totally willing to agree with 90% of those reasons because I think they're all true. That doesn't make it not the reality. The reality is if Caitlin Clark goes home, she says, I'm done getting tackled every week, the viewership will go down and the league will go back to being what it was, if not worse, by the way. It could go under. It could fall so far that they don't have even what they had before.
I will say, if they can't get... Oh, I just wanted to add, and Jose, finish your point, and we'll go 4 more minutes on this. But if the Caitlin Clark era can't save the WNBA, there's no chance in hell that it's getting saved. Continue, Jose.
This is the most people that they've ever had watching.
It's because Caitlin Clark is white. This is the only reason why people are watching. Cause it's the only reason. Yes. So if she had surgery and she had the Michael Jackson surgery and she went from white to black and she's still playing the WNBA, ain't nobody giving two shits. Nobody giving two craps since she plays or not. She could be home playing the game. True. It's the only reason why people give a crap is because she is the Eminem of freaking WNBA.
Yes. Period. No, yeah. I mean, I don't. Now that she's got a fan base, I don't know if that works. But if Caitlin Clark in college, but I'm gonna like. I think you're right. To an extent, if it happened now, I think that everyone's baked in and no one wants to admit. No, but let me finish. If Caitlin Clark wasn't white when she was in college, right, and she played her college career, she would not be getting the media. She would not have gotten the media attention she got, even
like if she was a black woman, as the highest scoring.
Yes, she would not have. She would not have gotten the same attention. She would not have got as much fanfare when she got drafted, and the league would not be seeing the ratings bump. 100%. Every word of what you just said, Jose, is true.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That doesn't change the fact that if they want to get a new TV deal, she's the only way they're going to do it. She is
right. They're going to play that narrative.
You could say the media did it. You could say racist white America did it. You could. It's probably both, frankly, but. That doesn't matter because they're here now. Listen, we're here where we are now. We can't undo it. We're here.
If you're gonna get this media deal, she is the female Jesus of the WNBA. You're gonna have to crucify her to get them ratings to get that deal.
Well, I think that might be what they're trying. I just don't think it's working.
I think
they're trying to martyr her. I don't think it's working. I think it's just getting people mad. It's getting the current fans mad.
Listen, I think
that's what it is. It's getting the current fans of the product, of the WNBA product, angry. They're not siding with Caitlin Clark. They're siding with the rest of the league. So your fans that actually show up, what do you mean?
You mean the African American?
No. I don't mean the African American fans in this particular case.
Because I don't know one white woman that would get mad at this.
No, I'm saying anyone who's a fan of the league from last year before Caitlin Clark came in is upset about Caitlin Clark being there.
No,
I don't believe that is a race thing.
Come on,
I don't believe that that's a race thing. I think if you were a white fan of the WNBA, you're probably not a fan of Caitlin Clark right now. It's the people who joined when she was in college this last year. Those new fans are the ones who are interested in Caitlin Clark. I think the people who are watching, I don't think they were. I don't think any of the fans of the product from the last year are excited about Caitlin Clark coming in because she comes in, like you said, with this savior thing, and it makes it look like the league was a joke before she showed up. And obviously, if you've been a fan a long time, the WNBA, you don't think the league is a joke. And so I could see why the players are mad because everyone kind of thought they were a joke until this, 19-year-old, whatever you are, 22-year-old shows up. And I think that the race thing is about why she got famous. I don't think that there's a huge race component to the second part, which is people disliking her. There's probably some people, but I think that the race component is because the media chose to make the white girl the famous person. I think that that's what it comes down to. Yeah. I think that's where the race part comes in. I think that the rest of it is just old and new. The old
I
school
can't
is not into the newer fans, the newer star, quote unquote. And I think that's the divide now, at least the main divide now. There might be other ones, smaller ones between individuals, but
Can I ask you a question? I know,
sure.
Matt, we gotta go. Did you think the XFL was a joke?
Did I think the XFL was a joke? Yes.
Yes. Okay, the WNBA is the XFL of fucking basketball.
Whew.
A janitor, a janitor,
What does that
hold
have to
on,
do with
let me
anything?
finish. A janitor, it's because WNBA is a joke. A janitor, a school janitor
if you're
makes
a
the same
fan,
money, makes the same amount of money
I
as
know.
the WNBA player. It's a
I'm aware.
fucking joke.
I'm
It is
aware
a
of that.
joke.
I'm saying to you that just because I thought it was a joke doesn't mean that the fans of the XFL thought it was a joke. Just the same with
They
the
fucking
WNBA.
thought it was a joke. Nobody took that shit serious. That's why they never last. WNBA is the same way. It's on this dying
I don't
way.
know.
They're trying.
There's a ton of people who are really mad, and to me, that speaks to the core fan base that they had previously.
You know who are the people are mad are the states that don't have any sports team. They're mad.
Well, they can
Those
get a
people.
WNBA team.
They can get them. Like
An
Connecticut.
expansion league.
We got one team. We'll be freaking pissed. We lose
They're
the Connecticut.
the best
we
team in the
got
W
no
right
team.
now, but nobody cares.
Of course.
All right. We should move on. Great debate.
Good old recap.
We will see. Yeah, right.
Can we
the
just
recap.
not talk about this ever again?
as long as we see normal basketball.
Oh,
I mean,
make sure you include
there's
that Dolo in the clip. By the way,
There's
I don't want to
nothing-
talk about this anymore.
I got you. I got you.
There's nothing else. I mean, unless next time somebody just straight up spears Caitlin Clark in the middle of a game, there's nothing else to talk about with this. There really isn't. Or you could talk about her season. You could talk about her having less turnovers because she at one point did have the most turnovers in the league.
She's improving.
Yeah, you could talk
noticed
about that. You could talk about her 3-point shot. Not you talk about how she
You'll
relates
talk about
to the
if
white
she's in the
woman or
All-Star
the black
game or
woman
not.
or the Latino woman or the gay woman or the this and that. So maybe we could now talk about her play and the Fever's very slow start.
She didn't
But
make the
we're
Olympic
probably
team,
not.
so that's good.
Yeah, we went over that. So
We did, and I agreed with that decision, by the way.
we'll see where this goes. But Ryan, why is Sabrina Carpenter in the news? What's she doing? Who is she?
She didn't do anything, but so we've talked about this a few times. The idea of an industry plant. I found the entire concept to be stupid, but some people are really interested in it. And the industry plant circle has found a new target in the pop star Sabrina Carpenter. She has the song Espresso. That's I think probably her #1 hit. Might be her only hit.
That's
Or,
not.
well, actually, I shouldn't say that. That's not her only hit, and that's how these rumors started. So people started noticing on their Spotify algorithm that the new Sabrina Carpenter song called "Please, Please, Please" was just kept showing up. And they thought that was weird. I don't think it's that weird, but they thought it was weird that when they would go into these playlists or whatever on Spotify, Sabrina Carpenter's "Please, Please, Please" kept showing up. She recently, by the way, was a barista at a coffee shop because of, espresso. So that was the thing that she did. There was a photo opportunity. She looked a little awkward in that. And so between the algorithm on Spotify and these pictures of her trying to be a barista, she has been tagged as the new industry plant just in time as her song, I think, officially becomes the song of the summer in terms of the actual streams and the purchases and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, right at the very beginning of her young career, she's been tagged with the industry plant thing. And I personally, I wanted to ask you guys about the whole industry plant. Like, can we just admit now that that's just a made up thing that people say when they don't like someone? Can we finally admit that there's no such thing as a industry plant? It's just things that if you don't like someone, you say, oh, well, they didn't earn it. They're an industry plant. And that's your way of just discrediting someone you dislike. Can we talk about that? Anyone care to disagree with me on that?
Unless they are blatantly obvious in lack of talent, then yeah, I understand that's annoying and I shouldn't call people that. But as long as they have some talent, it's not fair to say that.
Nah, listen, in hip hop, there's certain cases where you can easily call someone an industry plant.
What does that mean to you?
It's kind of like when you see like inflated like Instagram views and inflated like Spotify numbers, and like the like a good example is Coyle Ray. She had like one song that was, and I don't even know, I don't really know her songs, but I do know the situation with her where she had when she put out her first album, it was like she had one song that had so many streams. She had Nicki Minaj on the song as well, but the album did like 5,000 sales the
That's
first week
it.
or something. Yeah, like
That
very
is some
low. And
industry plant shit. Then
she's
calling her a
getting,
star.
bro, she's getting
No, hold
tens of
on.
millions of
Tens
interactions
of
on social
millions.
media.
Right. So she's
Like
gotten
that.
social media followers.
So
How
that's
does that make her an
it
industry
doesn't
plant?
relate to like music sales, I guess. And then
Well, why
you're
would it?
getting put in
You
positions
can
where
like
like,
someone on Twitter without buying their album.
well, yeah, I mean, at the same time, the label will put you in positions where like, where you'll have an upper hand where you can get into certain like podcast platforms and stuff. And it's just like well, Dame Dash actually said it the other day, because we were talking, so he was talking about Sexy Red, and Sexy Red,
An
that's
NXT collaborator.
that might be that might be a good example of an industry plant, because
Oh yeah, if anybody's an industry plant, is definitely her. And
yo, because like
people like her.
People like her a lot. I mean,
not
she
bad.
sold more
I like
than,
her too.
she sold more than Coyle Ray. Like she sold like 28K first week or something. But Dame Dash was saying it, like he was like, yo, in my day, and this is Dame Dash, this is the CEO of Rockefeller Records. Well, used to be. He was like, in my day, if you sold 28,000, you wouldn't even be allowed back in the building.
So
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think what this comes down to is the changing nature of celebrity and fame.
I think it's some of that, but also like
28K. I mean, listen, I understand that that's not great in terms of money coming in, but you're getting paid off of streams, you're getting paid off of social ads, you're getting paid off a lot of other shit. That if you can make people click on you, if you can make people look at you, you can get paid. And so I think, I don't know, like
yeah,
the
you can
idea,
get paid, but it doesn't translate to sales. Is really
sure,
what
but I'm
like
saying
this
that you
industry
almost
plan
don't
thing is
need
about.
sales. You
But the
almost don't
label
need
needs
sales.
the
Well, yeah,
label needs their money back.
the label
They
would
need their
Yeah.
like
money.
you to
They need
make
their money
yes, the label would like you to make sales. I understand the label's perspective, but my point is, an industry plant makes it sound like they've put you in, like you've done nothing. They've just decided, and I mean, sure, but that's kind of how half of this works. Half of the people you could describe that way. Some of them very talented. They did absolutely nothing. Someone heard them and said, "I think you would be very popular." They make them popular, and then the rest is history. There's
whoever
plenty
did
of
the
people.
I'm
for
a
sure. Like
monastic girl.
I think it mostly goes for like the yo, you're crazy, man. I think it mostly goes for like the major label signees, where you'll see an independent artist that'll out there. I think Russ actually outsold Sexy Red recently. No, not Russ. Some other independent artists came out and sold like 70K. And I know, and I follow up on this because I follow academics on Instagram. I follow a lot of hip hop pages. I still try to stay in the loop. Like there are independent artists that sell more than like Coyle Ray and
Sure.
Sexy Red. So it's just,
but they got
I
the
think
fan
that's
base.
what it really,
I don't know. My opinion is, if you have a fan base, then you have a fan base. I don't know what an industry plant would mean, but in Sabrina Carpenter's case, again, I think the evidence is kind of soft. I've heard this song too many times, which, I mean, when people used to listen to the radio, they heard songs like all the freaking time, right? Like you hearing a song you don't like that much doesn't mean that it's planted. I mean, but again, that's what I mean. Like, it could mean that it's planted. Obviously, someone is paying to put these songs on every single playlist on Spotify. Like, yeah, duh.
Well,
And you could say Taylor Swift's an industry plant at that point, for those of you
Right, that's what I mean.
specifically
Like,
putting money into that.
Broaden the definition. You can put anyone in the category. And
The
that's
Beatles were an industry plant.
Well, I mean, if you think
that's
about,
what they do. They don't like someone, so they say industry plant, because it could apply to anyone. You could make anyone industry plant if you try hard enough, and so you just wait until you dislike someone, and then you go industry plant. And I just find it kind of stupid.
well, no, here's three things I want to say. One, I will take your word on Sabrina Carpenter. Whatever you say about her.
I know
being
very
Reese
little about
Witherspoon.
Sabrina Carpenter. This is
Okay,
just
then
another conversation about this is just another conversation about the industry plants. It always makes me angry, and we finally had another excuse to talk about it, so I brought it up.
Okay,
Except
I take
Bobby.
that
She's
first one
definitely an
back.
industry
I take
plant.
that first one
Yes,
back.
except
then.
Bobby.
But
She's an industry plant.
Yeah.
Because I don't like her. Because I don't like her. See how it works?
She's
I
a
figured it out.
podcast industry plant.
See,
Not a
I know
music
how it works.
one.
I know how it works. You just don't like someone, you call them an industry plant. I've nailed it.
And the second thing that I want to say, well, now it's my first point because I took the first point back. My first point I want to say is that I do believe that is like some player hater shit to just go to call someone an industry plant. I do believe that's kind of some hater shit. Like, you know, it's like low hanging fruit that you could just throw out. Like, yeah, oh, you're an industry plant. You know, how did you get famous? I do agree with that. But I don't know if you guys heard of Ebro
Yeah,
from the Hot
On
97.
97.
Yeah. He actually runs one of the podcast, one of the playlists on Apple. I believe he runs the Apple, the hip hop playlisting, and he's gotten a lot of backlash from like local artists in New York, like Chef G, for example. You know, like an artist that, you know, Ebro will mention when he does something controversial or when he goes to jail on a RICO case or when he's standing next to Trump or something like that.
Right.
Basically, Chef was like, Chef responded to Ebro, you know, he said, yo, you only talk about me. You don't put me in your playlist. You know, you never help my career. And all you do is talk bad. You only, anytime you talk about me is when it's something bad is going on. And, why I'm bringing that up is because, you know, it could very well be the case that someone like Ebro would have like a bias, right? So at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if maybe Apple gives him the free reins to just say, you know, the culture, do your thing, which he's really late to the party every single time when a new artist comes out in hip hop. But he can directly make these playlists. He can directly curate these playlists to who he wants on there, who he'll push. And a lot of the time it might be someone that's been on the Hot 97 show. But I mean, that's just in hip hop. I really can't speak for much more than that.
It's that way everywhere.
There's a bias.
Yeah.
And that can affect.
Well, so I mean, there, as long as there's an industry, there will be favorites within said industry.
Yeah.
Any industry that exists has got favorites.
Are we still going? Can I just say I'd like to thank Sabrina Carpenter because I did bag two her fans last week at her concert.
Wait, you went to her concert?
Yeah, she was at Gov's Ball. I was there. So I don't know who the fuck she was before then, but I do now. But
that's that Me Espresso, right, Jose? That was your favorite song of the night.
I didn't listen to any of that crap. I'll be real frank.
I didn't have much to say here, but if I heard it, I just have the time. I might have said some stuff, but that's
it's just she's just a regular thing. It's a pop star. It's a normal thing. This was mostly about the industry plant comment, but she's
an invested girl.
But the funny thing is, you mentioned Sexy Red, and she was the next artist after her. So it was just.
Have to change it to the garden ball from the governor's ball because I got all these plants on stage.
I felt like you were at the show. You didn't tell me you were there. I kind of feel like
I was not there. Surprise, surprise. But
yo, man, I really love where we were going with this. Let's just move on to some other things. You know, we talk about dating a lot. I have another funny thing about dating in this world because you could just go all day with this. You know, we've definitely criticized. We've talked about the guy's perspective and how difficult it is for guys to have you know, established dates with women, but it happens on the other side as well. And we are going to be fair because we're nothing but fair when we have productive conversations with each other. So this time, let's make fun of some dudes who can't hold it together and be good to date with. So I have this lady named Maria Kolar, and she had a bad experience with dating apps as well. So let us hear what she has to say about dating apps. This one from the female to male perspective. And let's hear her story and see if we can connect to it.
Y'all, I'm done dating. I give up. I'm going to be single for the rest of my fucking life. I've been talking to this guy on Hinge for like a week, and he asked me to get drinks like on Thursday for Saturday, and I was like, oh, perfect. He lives like kind of far, and I was like, do you want to meet halfway? And he was like, no, I need to be in Raleigh on Saturday, so let's just meet up. That'll be perfect. And I was like, great. So we have plans for 5. He messages me on Hinge today and is like, actually, do you mind if we switch to 6:30? And I'm like, great, because it gives me more time to like run errands and do things that I needed to do today anyways. So he gives me his number from Hinge. He's like, here's my number if you want to switch to text. So I text him like around 4 and I was like, hey, it's Maria, here's my number, just so he has it. Then he doesn't answer, but I like don't care really. And then we're getting closer to 6:30 and I'm not gonna get fully ready because I haven't heard from him. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, usually people follow up. I don't know. So I get like half ready. Like, I kind of do my hair. I definitely shower. I like things that I needed to do anyways that I probably would have done just later. Then 6 rolls around and I'm like, okay, he's gonna cancel. Like, he hasn't hit me up. So I text him, which I know is stupid, and I was like, are we still meeting at 6:30? And then he texts back, I'll be there. So I'm like, okay. So I like rush to get ready at this point because like I haven't done my makeup or like walked my dog. So I'm like rushing to put on my makeup. I finish doing my hair. I get my outfit ready. I'm about to like run my dog outside. I'm like spritzing perfume right then. Text, and I knew it. I was like, he canceled. There was no point. I could have sat at home in my fucking pajamas and eaten Skinny Pop and watched Bridgerton. And now I just did full makeup and fucking did my hair. There's hairspray in it.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Maria. But see, and Maria's very pretty. I'm really wondering what gave this guy the ick. And yeah, in this never-ending circle of commenting on the dating scene, we're all terrible. That's the bottom line. Guys, girls, gay people, trans people, demisexual people, the people who like the plants. We're all terrible at this, man.
Wait, what?
So don't get mad.
Who said it was her though?
What do you mean? I don't know. The guy she just told us this guy ghosted her. It canceled it, flaked.
He didn't ghost her. He canceled on her. He ain't ghosted.
All right, you're right. Fine. To be fair, she didn't ghost, but just the wrong use of words. But he definitely flaked. And
So what do you
really
think it
wonder
was?
why. Good question.
Else,
I don't know.
obviously.
I haven't seen that. There's all her perspective, but why would a guy want to cancel on a girl? Like I said, she's pretty. I think so. She's a very pretty girl.
We had another.
Something must have went
date.
wrong.
I think it's probably
think?
another date.
Oh well.
No.
Oh, definitely with the
That's not
movie.
it.
Can you move it to 6:30?
Yeah.
Jose, what do you think?
I don't think it's because of another date.
You don't? What do you think it is?
He flaked because he's a non-confident dumb fuck. That's what it is.
No, could be that.
Realistically,
It
guys.
could
So
easily be that.
it's definitely that because it sounded like something I would do back when I was a non-confident fat guy back in the day. So you push it back and then you kind of like, yeah, I'll do it. Can we move it back to this, blah, blah, blah. And then when you tell her, yeah, I'm going to be there. And then you just freaking get cold feet because obviously she's not ugly at all. And obviously he was interested. He exchanged numbers. So God bless her for taking it. If I didn't, I don't know. I just get that vibe. He got cold feet because either I don't know what homeboy looked like, but I put any money, he shits on her, on him, in the looks department.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, that's probably accurate, but I don't know. It felt to me like because they pushed it back. That in my mind, I'm like, all right, so obviously he was doing something earlier and
but
wanted more time.
It's another date. See, I've done this before. Do multiple dates. See. That's too early to do that shit. So I will have one girl. So if I have multiple dates and I need a window time, so I'll have a 5 o'clock dinner with one girl, right? Now I don't expect this girl. If I'm not trying to smash real quick, I'll have this date. I'm gonna tell the next girl, give me till 9 o'clock. Let's go for drinks at the bar. Like meet
Right.
me at the club or whatever. I'll have drinks. I'm not pushing it back 1 hour.
Well, I
Hour is
took
not
it to mean that they started whatever he was doing was earlier than 5, and it was running late, and so that's why he pushed it just an hour. But yeah, it
No,
could
because
be.
if I was the one on the second day and I know I'm pushing it, I'll be one texting her. She was the one that initiated the text back.
The text
So
back, yeah, but
yeah,
not
so
the.
my thing is he got cold feet. He was like whatever, like contemplate 1 foot in, 1 foot out, blah blah blah. He was like, nah, I need more time because obviously she didn't message back till 6 o'clock to see. So he probably was thinking the same thing, like, I don't know if you want to go through with this, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't know if it's gonna happen. She texts 6, she's like, all right, give me a half hour. I need extra time. And she, you know what? He was like, I'm good. I'd rather go chill with Matt Brown anyway.
That's
Well,
right.
there you are.
Well, Maria, I'm
I
definitely
mean,
know that you'll have another chance, so you'll be okay, Maria.
yeah, Maria, you got me and Matt. I mean, you can go message the
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
We'll meet you halfway from Raleigh, wherever the fuck that's at.
North Carolina.
I said we can't mix
Well,
podcast
I'll
business
meet
and pleasure.
I'll meet you in Washington. We'll go chill at Raleigh's crib. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? Go watch the Mystics play.
That's right. They're
But
there. $200 ticket, though.
but
I don't know if you're looking. That's a lot of money for the Mystics.
Oh, better get
well,
it in. You know what, Maria?
have you guys heard about what Chris Brown is doing? We have these he's having these elaborate photo shoots with people, and people are paying literally thousands of dollars to take a picture with him.
He's finessing. That's what that's called.
So exactly, finessing is the good one. So I've thought about once at one point doing Fusion Ha from Dragon Ball Z with dudes, but I found a more hilarious story. So let me show you this picture, right, guys? All right, you can see here's Chris Brown with a very pretty girl. And the tweet says, Chris Brown ruining homes, happy homes. All right, so you can see right here. So allegedly, assuming this isn't fake, her fiance, now ex-fiance, commented on this photo. And the comment reads, all right, let me pull it up for you guys. All right, 1 second. Let me just pull up the comment really quick. And assuming, I will say, I will take this with the greatest salt, but it's just so hilarious either way. But I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happened, right? So as I'm pulling the photo, it was retweeted by Ocho. That's where I got it from. But read this right here. From Jared J. Sims, it says, this is my soon-to-be fiance. This photo has gone viral. This was her birthday present. In my head, I was convinced that a meet and greet means shaking hands and getting a signed autographed black and white picture or CD.
That boy's stupid.
I am heartbroken, devastated, embarrassed, and bamboozled. Sorry. Once I see this photo and see how viral it's gotten with the insensitive, supportive comments, I ended the engagement immediately, going to the gym and start my life with Jesus until a new path is developed with the Lord's guidance. Fuck everybody who supported her. Fool.
Starting my life with Jesus is crazy.
That ending has me suspicious. Sorry, continue.
But regardless, though, it seems like this is a common thread, and you've seen a lot of these photos getting retweeted and finessing people. You think there's a good chance that Chris Brown is, ruining some marriages? The girl's like, hey, I want to talk to you. He's like, hey, wow, DM me on Instagram. We can meet up later. That probably happened a lot, don't you think?
No.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
On.
You on drugs.
You know how this works, Ryan. Not everybody's is loyal like your.
I didn't say everybody was
Ryan.
loyal. You said
Come
that probably happens a lot, and I said no. I don't think it happens.
I'm
not saying
this. By the way,
I'm not saying that individual didn't do that. Obviously, her marriage her fiance left her, so she did something wrong, presumably. But no, I don't. You said that does it happen a lot, and I would say no. I don't think it happens a lot. Not even necessarily from the women involved, but I mean from Chris Brown. Like, he's still a celebrity with, let's call it a tenuous image, by the way, not necessarily like anyone's favorite guy. Although he's seemed to recover nicely, but that's really not the point. Point is, he's got this tenuous image at best anyway. You can sleep with whoever he wants, so why would he go about doing it in such a way that it actually hurts him? Like, that would make no sense. He can have whoever he wants, so he just doesn't sleep with the fan who's engaged, find someone else, everybody wins. So no, I don't think that happens a lot. It may have happened in this case, obviously, because they broke up. But
I think you have too much faith in humanity sometimes.
I have absolutely no faith in humanity, so I can't. I can't
There's
possibly
definitely
imagine
people
that.
who do this, no matter what grade you are, A through F is celebrity status. If you have that certain clout, you have a leg up on these people, especially Chris
Well, I
Brown.
didn't say
I
it
saw
don't
today, Fat Joe, and I agree with this, that if Chris Brown didn't have an incident with Rihanna, people would be comparing him to Michael Jackson right now.
Yes.
That dude knows how to put out hits.
Yeah, no, I agree
so
with
the
that.
chance to be with this guy, Chris Brown.
Who? What have he done in the last 5 years?
No, that's when he lost his career. What do you mean? Like that's what we just said.
I mean, 5 years ago was 2019. Chris Brown been around since we was in middle school, bro.
Yeah.
All right,
I get
I'm looking
that,
at
but
some
when
under
was
the
his last hit?
influence superhero
that
angel
wasn't
numbers.
come on. That's not his song.
If Chris
He
Brown
just dropped an
had-
album.
If Chris Brown
not
had
his.
not been a violent predator to Rihanna, then he would have a much more successful career, and we would be absolutely talking about him in that
And
status.
it's still
that
pretty
matches him.
successful.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
tell you
no,
this
he's
right
like fine.
Ryan,
But
Ryan,
At the
if
end of
you're
the day,
white-
it's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know.
well, I mean,
if
it's his own fault.
you know.
Like he's the one who did it. I'm
Well,
not
of
mad
course.
about it, but
Yeah.
you know, it's his
Yeah,
own
exactly.
fault.
But with this girl, the alleged ex-fiance, understanding that there's a good chance it's fake because that's really random to bring up the love with Jesus, unless
Yeah,
he loves. I
and
mean,
they
well,
would have me
reckon
thinking that dude is
somebody who
nothing.
loves Jesus that much would actually bring that up.
No, here's the thing.
combo.
No, Matt, you made a good point right there because I was kind of thinking. I had a lot of thoughts when I saw this, and
Yeah,
when I saw the Jesus thing, obviously that stood out. I thought it was really funny. But but like, you know, I think a man can really get to that point where they want to feel like they got to say something like that to maybe save face. But like it also could be like, dang, like maybe he's a real Christian, like he's into Christianity.
yeah. Because
he just
I
saw
will
his
say that.
fiance all up on a predator. You know, like Ryan described, like a guy that beat up a girl before, like, oh, you just jumped on and you know you're all up on a guy that doesn't even align with my morals. Like he might have been disgusted on that level too. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. I mean, I can understand
It's possible.
I know that no offense, hell no. One, we just admitted that you guys knew Chris Brown since middle school. We already know his thing. Two is on this damn thing. He got her tickets to go see Chris Brown. How Jesus loving can you really be to be like, hey,
Yeah.
he could be green. He could be green. He could be green.
Hell, he knows who Chris Brown is.
I know who Chris
we
Brown
all
is.
know who Chris Brown is. There's no way in this. You guys just say he's one of the biggest. Was supposed to be one of the biggest. Everybody knows who Chris Brown is. You already know. You already know for a fact that that's bullshit. I get it. I get it. He got hurt. He got butt hurt and everything. I'll go find Jesus. He found Jesus real fast. Too fast.
It was fast. It's too fast to find Jesus
fast.
that quickly.
But
Jesus
usually
is harder
though,
to
that's the
find than
point.
that.
I mean, our good friend Matt Edwards went to find Jesus like that, and he can't stop talking about Jesus.
But did he find him so quickly, Matt? I don't know him that well,
Right.
but I think it takes you a minute to find Jesus. You can't see a picture of your fiance with Chris Brown and Jesus doesn't show up and be like, listen, I got you. You have to search for him a little more.
Didn't our father Dave say that's his origin story? It was over a girl. He became a priest.
Not quite. I mean, we don't have to share his full story, but
listen, most guys either when they go through breakups, you're either going to church or you're going to go to the gym. One of the two.
He's doing both.
Wow. I tell you this right now, in my mind,
which is also why I think it's fake, by the way, or it might be fake because it's like you said, everyone either goes to church or goes to the gym. If you write a post where you're doing both, you're doing too much. Now
he's
it feels
that heartbreak.
like
I mean, that was that was a
scripted.
really hot girl. I'd be sad too if I see
He could have
getting cuckolded by Chris Brown.
He could have just not left her. I mean, unless she actually did something with Chris Brown. Obviously, we're never gonna know. If you guys are right and she got a DM from Chris Brown afterward and it extended beyond the meet and greet, beyond the picture we saw, then yes, you have to call off that engagement because she's unfaithful and you don't want to have to deal with that. But if all it was the picture, which is all we've seen, the only thing we've seen is that one picture, you don't need to call off your engagement for that. You might be like, hey, let's not do that anymore. Let's make that a rule. We're done with that. But you don't have to call off your engagement because you took a picture with Chris Brown that you paid for.
$1,000 for it though.
You paid for it, yeah.
let's be real honest though. I think those like photos are before the concert even happens.
Right.
So unless I've been to like 4 concerts already in the last 3 weeks. So you pay like $1,000, like $1,200, and you got to be there at 4 o'clock to take this fucking photo and get your autograph or get whatever free swag you get, right?
Mhm.
That and the concert starts at 8. So I doubt that she gets that that photo, and they're well, you got plenty of time to smash. They're Chris Brown.
Well, he
But-
has to do the rest of the photos too. He has more things to do.
Right. So I don't think they did anything. I just think he's bought her because now people got images of his freaking wife. I mean, let's be real honest. If Matt say Ryan let his wife go see Chris Brown, I'm gonna be like, Ryan, we're gonna have to go to Washington. We're gonna have to support this guy. He's about to lose his wife in 2 seconds.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think so.
Oh, you need that. Stop. You tell me right
Just
now.
the picture?
If that was you, in that case, and your wife was grinding all up on him in thousands and all less.
Yes, I've already said that. I thought that was made clear at the beginning of my statement. Yeah, a picture is a picture. What do I care?
God bless you, Ryan.
No, seriously, what do you care? Like, it's a picture. Now, if something happened after the picture, then obviously that's a different story. But all I saw is a picture. I think he's overreacting.
Listen, I tell you that I ain't gonna have my girl put her ass on his 10-foot dick. And I'm gonna be okay about it.
She seemed above it. She seemed above it.
Yeah.
If you looked at the picture, she seemed above it.
I'm good.
But more importantly, maybe it's a confidence thing. Maybe you all lack in confidence. Maybe I'm more confident than y'all. That could be. I'm not worried about Chris Brown taking.
My mind is like, what the hell she caught? Because this guy been around the block a few times.
Fully clothed in a photo shoot, nothing. She's caught nothing. It's a picture.
God knows.
That's the point. It's a picture. If it's just a picture, then there's no problem.
But we don't know what they did before, after the picture.
No, I don't. I've said that. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying all I saw was a picture. The picture is not in itself problematic. If the picture is the only thing that happened, then this dude emulated his entire relationship to go find Jesus for absolutely no reason. But to each their own. To each their own.
I guess.
All right. We're gonna couple more things to fit in. This is funny enough. Do we know who Ali C. Lopez is?
Ali C. Lopez.
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Is she related to Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell?
Most likely not. Ali C. Lopez is this person, the very famous transgender TikTok star. You know her? This is her. This is Ali C. Lopez.
No.
Ooh, what the? Ain't that chick from that podcast?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. She's often on.
She a tranny?
She's transsexual.
Yeah, she is.
I just thought she was just fat.
No, she is transsexual, which we support here on Pride Month.
Wait,
so who wants to see the whole
transgender? Those are different.
Transgender.
Has she transitioned from one to yes, she was or they were.
She's part of the community. I don't know that part. She's part of the community. But who wants to see this hilarious prank video she was in this week? Let's look at this.
So my friend, she thinks you're really cute, but she's just kind of shy. Is it okay if she comes over here? Yeah. Okay, come here. This is my sister. This is my sister.
They went friend versus sister.
Very rude. I'm looking for a sugar baby. Excuse me? My friend thinks you're really cute, but she's just shy. Is it okay if she comes over here? Come here. She's coming. Come here. This is my sister. Nice to meet you. She thinks you're really cute. Can she get your number? Why are you acting like that? That is so rude. Oh my god. Come on, no, this is my sister. Come on. Excuse me?
A lot of confused faces on this one. That guy looked like CeeDee Lamb from the Cowboys.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
But can you imagine if that happened to you? How'd you react? If you expect this girl who's just this baddie on baddie on baddie, and then Allie's is pretty.
Well,
So
let's
imagine
ugly.
if
let's not even get into that. I'm just gonna say a couple things. One, I would instantly know there's a problem because she goes, "My friend thinks you're cute," and then this person that is now their sister shows up. So you already your story is nonsense, and I just be like, this feels like some sort of like a video or a prank or whatever. I don't know what's happening, but she was your friend and now she's your sister, so I'm very confused. But I will also say to the people involved, this is why you don't say yes to things. You just say no right away. No, and here's why. They were all tricked. They were all duped because obviously the person asking the question looks very different than the person who came over, right? Like we can all agree with that. But this person, why would you just assume, oh, this person's attractive, therefore their friend must be attractive? Now, if she had said sister the entire time, then maybe you could say, well, they're related. But
yeah,
just because an attractive person comes up to you doesn't mean that everyone in that person's entire life is also attractive. If they're like,
true.
I find my friend finds you really attractive, I'd say, and that's fine. And then that would be the end
you
of the
have to think you're
conversation.
getting duped. And I want to make my clear, Allie might not be the girl for me, but I'm sure she's a girl for everybody else, for somebody else.
Yeah, stop. I was about to say.
So I just want to clarify my comments on that. But yeah, I'd be pretty annoyed if I was the other people in the position. Assuming you were going to get this 10 and then you don't.
I mean,
Well,
here's the thing.
Assume it?
Like what I noticed, like here's the thing. I actually didn't notice that at first she did the switcheroo with the sister and the friend. That is a big giveaway. That's a huge giveaway. If he was sharp enough to catch it at that point, because he kind of did catch him off guard. Like if you're at the mall by yourself, just chilling. I mean, I'm not gonna judge no one for that, but I mean, you're clearly kind of not doing anything if you're just at the mall chilling. Like if you see a hot girl and she has like a really ugly friend or whatever, like, I mean, what are you doing anyway? Just ask them what they're doing. Like, go find something to do. I mean, at that point, you're just chilling by yourself, right? Like,
right.
Like, shoot. I mean, if you
really... don't like it, you can respectfully decline.
Exactly.
Like those guys kind of did.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, they didn't say anything. They kind of just walked away.
Yeah, might as well play with it, play along with
right?
it.
But like,
see where it goes.
No, listen, I think I'm in the Larry David school here, as Matt knows. You just refuse instantly. Say no. My friend thinks you're cute, and I say I highly doubt that. And then that's the end of the conversation. She can move on and make the video somewhere else. No, I'm serious. Even if you think you are, even if you do, I mean, I don't, but even if you did think you're really cute, be like, I just doubt that, and then you just don't have to worry about it anymore.
Ryan, someone said you look like the Brad Pitt of podcasting, so you're totally wrong.
I do, in the fact that the podcast is an audio first medium, and so you don't have to see me if you don't want to. We are on, Spotify, Apple, pretty much anywhere you get your podcast. You can, subscribe to and download this episode and all of our other Tweet Camp episodes twice a week throughout the rest of the summer. Yes, thank you, Magic Mind, for that. But yeah, so yeah, I just don't know how any of those folks thought that this was a real thing that was going to happen to them. I don't know why they assumed the person coming up was going to be as attractive as the person who came up to ask them the question. There's no reason to assume that if an attractive person says, "My friend thinks you're cute," that the next person you see is going to be as or more attractive than the first person you saw. There's no evidence at all. That was purely guy brain. They're just like, well, you're hot, and I would love to talk to you, so I'll talk to your friend. The story didn't line up. I don't know. I think there's too many red flags, and that's why you just say no.
I'm gonna pull up still say yes.
Say yes. Oh yeah, I guess you
just to see where it goes.
Yeah. I'm refusing to talk to anyone. You could talk to everyone. That's the other way around. I agree.
Yeah, in my mind, it was like, if I could pull a threesome on it, I was like, why not? Let me see where I figure that goes. But I have to say yes. I can't just deny everybody. Come on,
you can't.
Ryan.
Exactly.
You can though.
Ryan, not everybody's married. All right, we single, ready to mingle.
I said no to everybody before I got married too. Very, very hard to come into my shell.
So you ever hear of a Facebook or Instagram group or like meme pages, the people of Walmart?
Yes.
Have you heard that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, we have another example that went viral. So I guess that we are about to see a video of these two women fighting, and one of them needs the help of is asking her son to help her in this fight. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look at this fight that happened at a Walmart.
You want it? Get the hell off of her right now. Johnny, punch her in her face! Johnny, punch her in her fucking face! Come on now. Punch her in her face!
Yeah.
Let him. Come on, bitch! Run it, bitch! Johnny!
Going for that running knee strike by the
This is white trash at its finest.
And then you just have
He's punching her.
little kid helping. The son is helping in the fight.
Here you go.
I don't know. It's gonna take a woman to get him. I ain't doing it.
Gotta hit them. Pretty nasty stuff, huh? So
yeah.
I see a couple people laughing. I see some people with horror on their face. So what a representation of great parenting, am I right? Not.
God. I just don't even know what to do.
I saw a little hero.
Oh,
Lord.
Jose, you see a hero? Dolo, what do you think?
Clean up on aisle 5. Two land manatees are going to battle. Someone help.
Oh, man. Ryan.
I mean, I didn't notice that she had I just realized she had a YOLO shirt. Like,
yeah,
I
right?
don't know if you want to fight a girl that like like looks like that and then has a YOLO shirt. Like, she's probably down to scrap. She looks like the type that's down to scrap. Just
clearly,
off the shirt.
and then then you have the kid participating with it and talking smack right back, and
with
they
the
seem to have
reverse
Southern
Batman
accents, so they must be
signal.
deep in the South, I would assume. I don't know where this video's from, but Ryan, you look genuinely upset.
I'm upset. Nothing good happened in that video. No one, in my opinion, looks good. The dude filming had plenty of time for these comments, and then he throws in at the end, "We're gonna need a woman to break this up. I'm not gonna do it." No, break up a fight for the sake of a child who could, by the way, like, let's ignore for just a second that obviously the kid was throwing haymakers himself. Like, what if they just fell on him? They had clearly no body control. They were just like flopping all over that aisle. So what if they had like hurt this kid? Like, you should break it up. If you're a bystander and you see that, you should break it up. That's my opinion. So that's number one. Number two, obviously, neither one of those two women should have been allowed to, procreate. I understand that there's no rule against it, so it is what it is. But definitely need some child protective services to go ahead and just take whoever they got under their care away for a little bit, because I don't care that that's going to hurt the kid probably more. They're clearly dangerous for kids to be around. And then that poor kid, he has absolutely no chance. And that's truly, I think, what makes me the most upset about that video, is there is nothing that anyone can do at this point now. I have to assume this is not the first time that happened, because the kid was jaw-jacking the entire time.
Yeah,
and you could see on his face that he was ready to hit that woman. And he did. We watched it. He kicked her at one point. So
definitely a bad kid.
You guys are bugging.
I'm not talking about bad kid or good kid. I'm saying this kid's clearly effed. This is clearly the kid's like gonna be what the kid does. And I'm not bugging. I understand he's not the only kid who has that upbringing. I get that. And I feel bad for those other kids too. I just haven't seen a viral video of those other kids, so I wasn't able to comment. I'm allowed to comment on this one because there was a viral video of it. It's never good to be like, punch her in the face. At that point in time, you have failed as a person. And then he punched her in the face. And so if you felt like you maybe hadn't failed when you asked for him to punch her in the face, then congratulations. Now you failed because your kid had decided. And by the way, I looked into, you could see on his face, he was mad. Like, this kid was kind of full of rage, hitting this woman with his little shampoo bottle. Like, this kid's cooked. He's done. He can never be better. He will always be this person. There's nothing they can do about it. And I think it's horrible. And
honestly, it goes back to the dude not breaking it up. I'm not saying that breaking it up would have fixed all the problems. Obviously, again, doubt this was the first issue like this. But allowing this to go on, allowing the kids to participate, allowing all this stuff to happen, I think that was cowardice by the people filming. And it shows we have too many people who grab their iPhone instead of doing what's right. And that, to me, is really unfortunate. So, yeah, I didn't like the video. In case that wasn't clear. I did like the running knee strike. I will say. That made me laugh. I can't pretend that I'm some saint here, chased or whatever. When she tried to run and hit her with that knee, and then they all fell over, that was funny. There was no way to make that not funny.
That would make a good Dragon Ball Z edit with like the flame around it and then.
But in all seriousness, like, even though I thought it was a little funny white trash moment there, it's not. None of this is actually funny. All of this is actually bad. So.
Insane stuff. Jose, you had any
what are
final
you
comments?
shaking your head for? What does that mean? You this is good. You're into
He's
this.
a hero. Yeah, well, yeah, he's a hero.
Who's he a hero? He punched a woman who was being pinned down. He saved her.
I would have been like, this little kid's a big vagina if he couldn't do anything. He sees mom getting beat the hell up and he just sitting there. You know what he did? He stood up.
His mom was winning.
Well, that's great. It's called mother-son bonding, isn't it? Huh? They're bonding. Nobody told that walrus of a woman to come start some crap.
We have no idea who started anything, and there should be no version of anyone doing anything that led to that. Also, the fight started in a different place. They fought through the grocery store. The beginning, they are toward the carts, and then the end, they're in an aisle. Like, come on. No fight has to change location. Okay? If you start at point A and then you get your son to punch the woman in point B, then everything has gone wrong because A, you've had a fight, B, you've moved the fight for reasons that we don't know, and C, you've asked your small child to attack someone. You know what I'm going to say about that, Jose? We did. We heard her ass, remember?
Yeah, she did say hit him.
Punch him in the face. Punch him in the face. She said it 3 times. And in fairness, didn't.
Okay, cool. And he had to listen to his mama. That's what you were raised, to listen to your mom. Yes,
and that's why the people should have broken it up and like, no, we're not having children enter this fight. We're breaking it up now.
Do you think a woman should have voted in because he said or not? It should have.
No, I would have separated the fight.
You would have done it. You would have got in the middle of that mess. Then you deserve a medal because I wouldn't even got hell.
I mean, I'm not going to start beating on the women. I'm going to be like, break it up, like try and break it up. Hopefully, a bunch of people do it, and then it will work. If you do it by yourself, you could get trampled. Yeah, but if a bunch of people go in and be like, no, we're done.
Ain't nobody there to help it. Nobody there to help it.
We all had our phones out. There's plenty of people with phones out.
I mean, if you had a taser, like you could just hit one of them, and you get like a 2 for 1. You get like a 2 for 1 thing.
You get your handy dandy taser.
They both get.
We don't need a taser.
And then separate them.
We don't need a taser. Just 3 people to come and be like, all right, that's enough. Break it up, and then
they
push
do
kind
of look dangerous, Ryan. They do kind of look dangerous.
It's just a couple people to come and be like, all right, listen, they cool off. I'm not saying I could necessarily do it by myself. I'm saying that a couple people cool off, pull everybody apart, give them a chance for a breather. I think that easily could have solved the situation. They clearly didn't have weapons. It's one. If there's weapons involved, it's something different. You don't want to jump in front of somebody with like a knife or whatever. Like, I understand that, but these were 2 women using, L'Oreal conditioner to beat each other in the Walmart.
Right. They're from the South. They got some sharp teeth down there. They be biting.
Jose,
I swear to God,
if they bit me, Jose, then that would be the end game. I'll put it that way. No one's gonna beat. Oh yeah, I'll have to go get my shots. I understand, but I'm not letting anyone just bite me. We break up the fight. That's all I would say.
Hilarious stuff. All right, let's wrap it up with one more story. I still have a lot of more that we didn't get to, but a lot of good stuff went viral over these past few days. So we'll save that for later on. But so, any hockey fans in here? Yeah. So.
All
right,
sure enough.
So we're aware of the NHL, the Stanley Cup's going on right now. The Florida Panthers up 3-1 on the Edmonton Oilers. So last series, right? Edmonton Oilers win the West. They go crazy, beat the Dallas Stars. And do you remember what was more popular about that? Not Connor McDavid or anything like that. Do you remember the fan who went viral for flashing the fans in the Oilers jersey? Right?
I do.
She just let those bazingas out. And
happy they won. Happy they won.
She was very happy.
Oh,
and
Boston won.
Yes, the Celtics won. Congrats, I guess. Fuck the Celtics. But what was anyways, focusing on the Oilers though, right? One series still on. She actually disappeared off the face of the planet. Nobody could find her. She just went rogue, and people were wondering, where did this woman go? But she actually came back to life. She has identified herself, and she briefly was on the Spittin' Chicklets podcast talking about her experience, but she left a message for the entire world after her 15 seconds of fame. So, ready to see this? This is her message after, flashing the entire world. Her name's Lily, by the way, I think. Okay. No, she's not. Anyways, this is the girl who flashed the world. Here's her response to her fame.
Oilers girl. Actually, my name's Kate, but here we are. So I've thought long and hard about what I wanted to say to everybody. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm at one of my favorite places right now. Come here to do some thinking, we'll call it. But I just wanted to say, you could be the most perfect, godly fucking person in the world. You could save kittens from a river if they were drowning. Someone's still gonna hate you. So you know what? At the end of the day, I got drunk and whipped my tits out at an Oilers game and they went viral. Fuck you if you don't like it. Woo! Go Oilers! Oilers girl.
What a message.
Yeah,
How do you think about this? Simple as that, right? You can be beloved, and you know what? Fuck the haters. What a great thing to say, right?
Yeah, or hate everyone equally. MGF said that recently. But no, yeah, I think she's right. You're never going to please everybody. Obviously, some folks probably didn't love the public display of whatever, but it happened. You move on.
A lot of people did.
Well, yeah, I don't know which one is actually worse, but yeah, things happen. You move on and you live and you learn and whatever. She doesn't seem that upset about it. No one else seems really that upset about it. Obviously, someone was because she felt the need to comment. So people were clearly harassing her. But like, whatever. Like she said that. Like no one's gonna be happy with you all the time, and so she's owning that, and I think that's good. I think that's the right way to look at some of these things. Whether you think it's a mistake or not, things happen. And so when things happen, you just take them, you own them, and you move on.
Like helping your mom beat up a woman.
No, that's different.
I think
my bad, Matt. What were you going to say?
No, you go. I was just going to say, this is a good way to wrap up her 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
I mean,
powerful message.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, live your truth, live your life. Like, honestly, I mean, it's not like she did some like super like hoe kind of thing, like, I mean, I don't, I guess wouldn't you kind of just chalk this up to like some like white girl stuff? Like, I feel like that's kind of like some typical, like, I wouldn't really know that much, but I mean, that I don't really see it as like, it's not like she's gonna deter any like future like husbands or something. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
Well, like she said, she just got drunk and flashed people.
Yeah, it really is. And she's owning it. She's living her truth.
I went to a NASCAR race as a teenager, and a lot of women did that. So,
I was about to say you did that.
What? I mean, I'm a guy. Doesn't have the same impact when a boy does it, Jose. But no.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say I went to NASCAR, whipped it out. I'm like,
no. No, but yeah, so you're right. My point is, Dolos is right. Sometimes you drink a lot, and sometimes things like that happen. It's particularly at like a sporting event or whatever. So.
Hey, it gave a little more love to the NHL, even though Edmonton's likely going to lose this Stanley Cup final. It was a nice moment in hockey that people will remember for a long time. And as I said, end that 15 minutes of fame with a great message that we can all get behind. And with that, Ryan, Dolo, and Jose, y'all did great. Awesome show. Little longer, but for good reason. So many good topics. And let's all do it again real soon. We appreciate you guys. Again, check out Magic Mind for a great product that'll boost your productivity. And yeah, we'll see you all again really, really soon. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Talking to y'all, man. It's good talking to y'all.